Humbly I come to the cross. Yo, I last did that a long time ago. Hello, viewers. This is Jiggy Speaks. Today I'm going to talk about why I left atheism. I know this is a very controversial topic, but I had to put my 2 cents on it to say what I feel about the issue. I grew up in a very strict Christian home. My mother belonged to the Seventh day Adventist sect, or cult as I would like to call it. I would never miss a Saturday of church. Come hail or high water, I wouldn't miss church. Even if it was far, my mother would sacrifice all she had so that I would go. I would go to far-flung places in my country like Vic Falls, Solusi, Bindura, those kinds of places, on missions to try to make my Christianity grow strong as a child. But by some, might I say, miracle, I ended up becoming a fervent atheist. It all started, I got questions regarding religion, and when I would raise them in church, the preachers would snap at me. I remember the last time I asked a question, I asked, what you're saying, is it in the Bible or is your personal opinion? And instead of the preacher answering me, he began this tirade, talking about how he would preach, to sold out crowds in a stadium with TV cameras. And I was like, dude, answer the question. I'm not talking about the audience you would have, whatever. Could you please just answer the question? I got cast out in church. It was one of those times when I realized that there was no room for reason in the church. I also recall this other incident when I was at what would call youth camps. I had to ask a question. I was like, I'm not advocating for this, but as Paul said, drink a little wine, whatever, if you remember the verse. And the preachers went crazy. I almost got chased away from there. So I would ask my mom, what does God have to say about issues like slavery? When our people were taken away, and using that same Bible which said, slaves obey your masters, how can you justify that? It's immoral. Even human beings, the founding fathers, saw that this stuff was immoral and they had to abolish it, but the Bible has guidelines for this type of thing. And she couldn't really give satisfactory answers. She would just say, God works in mysterious ways. What you don't know is not for you to know. What you know is for you and your children, whatever. It's a verse in Isaiah. She would usually give it to me as evidence. Black people readily accepted religion despite its oppression to us. I would ask her about all the world religions. Why are you convinced that this religion that was imported to our country by these white men is this true religion? What about our traditional religion? What about Hinduism, Islam? If you would ask people in those religions, they would just be as adamant as you are that they're in the right religion. I really wouldn't get any satisfactory answer. It used to haunt me as a young man to see the opulence of the Vatican. They claim to care, but all they care about is their gold and paintings. It never seem to actually live the charity they preach. But so all I'm saying is I grew up Christian. When I grew up, it was a Christian home. I went to church, I read the Bible and everything, but I lost my faith due to a variety of factors. And once that happened, I became, the opposite of a Christian. I would evangelize, opposing the Bible, pulling up the dankest memes. I was a practicing, serious atheist. And as the title of the video suggests, I left atheism as I grew up and matured. I noted that no matter how much evidence you show a person who believes, they really won't care, because it's a belief. By the very definition of the thing, it cannot be proven. They just make their minds think so. And one of the experiences I learned growing up was that part of being a member of this society, you have to accept religious people. And it was really surprising as I came out. I really didn't lose any friends. My mom didn't disown me. As much as she would like for me to go to church, she didn't disown me. There were a few people who tried to call me a Satanist, like my aunt. But I asked her, Auntie, have I ever defrauded you? I know I might have lied to you, but have I committed any atrocity to you? Any major thing that I've done wrong to you? You know, we talked on the phone. It was back in the day when I was still this fervent atheist, you know. I ended up saying to her, if we would talk, I'm more Christian than you. That was the only person who I remember who I really had a fight with over this atheism thing. But, you know, as I grew up, I learned that I can never change other people's minds, just like my mind can never be changed back to being a Christian. So I don't put my atheism in people's faces anymore. It's just a part of me. If it doesn't pertain to whatever we're talking to, I won't mention it. If you say God, I used to stop you right there, but now I'll just let you be. I won't pray with you, but I'll let you pray. I'll let you do your thing. I still have a problem, you know, when they try to make religious claims that are clearly false and that harm society. Like last year, there was this prophet called Prophet Ola Magaya. He claimed to have the cure for HIV. He had this drug that he had. Luckily, my government, although authoritarian, still had some sense, and he was stopped in his tracks, meant to retract his statement on live TV. But that still goes unchecked in Africa. TB Joshua claims to heal people of HIV. You know, it's really dangerous. HIV is prevalent in Africa. And if you just go around willy-nilly, people are educated over here. I don't mean to be stereotypical. People are superstitious. People are desperate for anything, you know. And as they are beginning to appreciate and accept ARVs, someone comes and, you know, messes all those efforts that are being done. It's really sad to see. But as I said, I have left atheism. I'm not saying I'm a Christian now, but I keep my atheism to myself. As you, if you're a Christian, should keep your Christianity to yourself. If you're in public or doing whatever, it should be a non-religious setting. I learned that as I grew up. I can never change people's minds. I live in the world. I have to make compromises. This is Jiggy Speaks. If you like the video, you know what to do. Peace, happiness, and love.
Is an apology of saying we rushed to announce what we were carrying without the authorities analyzing it. But at the same time, I want to salute the ministry, which has handled me like a child and showed me the way. And I rightfully say, as I am seated right now, they've agreed and they are working with us 100% to come out with a true position in terms of the rules and regulations of Zimbabwe pertaining the issue of health and other medicine laws.